All right, so let me get this all set up here. Get this all going. Let me see. Bring it. I'll push it for you. I'll help. Well then, do you want help? Do you want Dad to help? Okay then. You draw then. You want another paper? Here. You gotta put it on there. Alright. Cool. So, I think that was long enough. And so, welcome everybody today. Bienvenidos todos. If you're watching this later on, thank you for watching whatever it is that you're watching. And here we have the images for today. And obviously the reference on the right and the stencil kind of cutout that we've made on the left. You could find the link to both of these down in the description. They're free to download. You could use it, trace them out and make your own stencils. There's also links to the airbrush that I'm using, the paint that I'm using, X-Acto knife, the Super 77 glue, and all them links. If you use any of those links, it helps the channel out and helps bring more videos like these to you. As always, remember to like, subscribe, and share. See more videos like this. And yeah. So, bienvenido amigos, aquí tenemos las imágenes que vamos a usar para hoy. Y como siempre, estas imágenes están abajo en la descripción del video. Y ustedes las pueden bajar y las pueden usar para hacer este ejercicio en su casa, a su propio tiempo, pues. Son completamente gratis para bajar y usar. Y también en la descripción del video pueden encontrar los links para el aerógrafo que voy a estar usando, para las pinturas que voy a estar usando, y también para el plástico para hacer las plantillas y pues para todo pues lo que vamos a usar para hacer el ejercicio de hoy. Y también usando esos links en la descripción ayuda al canal. Si usan esos links y compran una de esas cosas que tengo en el link abajo, ayuda al canal, ayuda a traerles más videos como este en el futuro. Eso sí, y como siempre denle me gusta, suscríbanse, y ya vamos a empezar con el video de hoy. So here we have our stencil all cut out and all pasted. I've used our mylar sheet and I've cut it out, and then I took some 3M Super 77 and I stuck it all on here, right? And then there's certain pieces that are missing. So as you can see here, this piece on the mouth, this little piece right here, the nose, the eyes. You can kind of see how I've cut out the eyes. If you look on the stencil, these are kind of like lines. And then this is one piece. This all around the eyes, one piece. Now I've also cut these out, but they're not in there, and we won't worry about those just yet, because we're going to use this piece at the very end to put those little points that you see at the very end. We'll put those in there with that. But as always, what we're going to do, we're going to start off by taking off our outer piece here. So voy a empezar por quitar esta parte de afuera. Right, I'm just going to take this off completely. We probably won't need this again, but again, it's good to keep these just in case. So voy a empezar por quitar esta parte, y como siempre, más o menos no la vamos a necesitar, pero si la quieren guardar, y a lo mejor si la tienen que usar, es bueno tenerla para poder usarla si se requiere, pues. We're going to be using our French curve set. I've cut out my French curve, 3 pieces. There's a link to the description down for that. And I've also, in the last video, I showed how to take a piece of mylar, cut it into a V, and make little stars, and that's what we're going to use here to make stars on the outside. So vamos a usar nuestra curva, ¿verdad? Y luego también vamos a usar esta parte que enseñé cómo usar usando un pedazo del plástico de la plantilla, doblarlo y esto lo podemos usar para hacer las estrellitas. Y eso lo mismo vamos a hacer aquí, empezando con negro. So I'm just going to start with some black and I'm just going to kind of go around the whole edge here. So nomás le voy a dar aquí todo alrededor a nuestro dibujo. And I'm just going to go around the whole edge here. And I'm not doing it super heavy, I'm just kind of lightly shading it in. And then there's that big kind of shine, like right there, right? So we're going to go around that. So aquí está ese brillo grande que se ve en la foto. Y vamos a dejar ese brillo allí. Y nomás vamos a cubrir muy bien todo con el negro. So we're just going to make sure to cover this all nice and good with the black. You know, and it's good to build it up. You don't want to just like soak whatever you're working on with paint. You know, it's good to just build it up with black, especially like this, it's all masked off and stuff. You can really just take your time and just build it up. Then we're gonna switch to some green, right? So voy a cambiar a verde, and this is bright green from Createx. It's nothing special. It's just called bright green. So es un color que se llama bright green de Createx. Y es un verde más o menos en el medio, so it's just kind of like an in-between green. And we're just going to hit that edge like that. Right. So nomás le voy a dar así sobre la orilla. And then I'm going to take a little bit of fluorescent green y lo voy a tomar verde fosforescente. And then I'm going to hit the inside of that with some fluorescent green. Try to get this. Just like that. And the fluorescent green kind of goes over the black a little bit, so it's okay to overlap it over the black and make it kind of stick out, right? Then we're going to take our white and our little V. We're going to make us some stars. So voy a tomar el blanco y nuestro pedazo de plantilla doblado. Right, so I'm going to take a little, this piece of plastic here. I'm just going to test it on the side a little bit. Then I'm just going to go for it. Do some stars right here. Do some stars over there. Get in and do some little close stars. And just make sure we get a good amount of coverage. There you go, just like that. Got some stars on there, right? And I'm just going to take the white in that same spot, right in the center. I'm just going to go ahead and hit it with white. And I'm going to come off the edge there, going each way. Like that. Bam. And in the picture it has kind of like a beam coming out, but I kind of don't want that beam. I kind of just want that bright spot, right? And we're just going to leave it like that for now. So ahí dejamos esa parte de afuera. And vamos a cambiar al negro otra vez. Y vamos a empezar sobre la parte de aquí de afuera. So we're going to start off with some black, and we're going to kind of hit this first piece off, and we're going to take this off right here. Right. Make sure to leave our other pieces behind. And this is about the simplest part, is because this is just like a silhouette, so we're just going to kind of shade this in. That glue works really good sometimes. Just trying to get it out of there. There you go. And you can just set that off to the side. And here we're going to start off with some fluorescent green, right? So on the picture here, we're going to go off of our reference, right? And what we're going to start doing is building in what we see on the inside of the reference. And what I see is that there's kind of like the inside of the helmet is there, right? And so I'm going to start building that. And I'm actually going to start, fluorescent green. Okay, got it. Kind of confused there for a second. I'm just going to start with the fluorescent green. And you see I kind of made that line there to reference where I'm going. And then I'm going to kind of go up here, shade this, and kind of come off the top too, going down. And maybe a little bit going this way. We're going to fill in all of this. Again, it's fluorescent green. Right, but we're going to hit all that with the fluorescent green and all the way around. Then I'm going to switch to some regular green, the bright green. So ahí le di con todo el verde fluorescente. Y luego voy a cambiar al verde bright green, al verde normal, verde mediano. Y aquí ya le voy a empezar a dar más oscuro a estas áreas acá. And so I'm just going to go a little bit darker on these edges over here. And, just kind of start working this in. Working this area here. And just kind of start building up the tones that we see in the reference picture. Not everything is just black, Oh, and I also forgot to take out my cutout here for the tail. This is not in the picture, but I wanted to include it. So lo que estoy haciendo es, estoy trabajando sobre nuestra foto aquí, usando la referencia para hacer los tonos de verde que se ven sobre la referencia. Y esta parte de aquí es la parte de la cola del alien, pero es una parte que no está en la foto, pero yo la quería meter. So I wanted this to be in the picture. It's not in the reference picture, but I wanted it in there. And that's kind of why we're adding this in. And we're just going to go ahead and keep building up what we see. Alright. So usando la referencia aquí ya le estamos sacando detalle a lo que se ve. And we just start building up some detail based off of what we see in the reference picture. And yeah, the green looks a little better on this camera for sure. It's not as bright as I would want it still, but I guess it's a little better. Again, we're just gonna fill in that green. That's pretty good. Then I'm gonna hit a little bit of yellow. So le voy a dar un poco de amarillo aquí. I'm just going to take some yellow and I'm just going to lay it over some of our green here on these certain spots, and maybe a little bit over our big shine. So no estoy tomando amarillo y más o menos cubriendo estas áreas para que le dé más el para como que se mire más como la foto, más amarillento. Pero que ya combinado con el verde se va a hacer mucho más alto, más resaltado, pues. So once you combine that, those greens with that yellow, it's really going to start to stick out and shine. Right, then we're going to take some gray. So aquí ya vamos a cambiar a gris. And we're going to use our French curve here to build up our hands on this. So vamos aquí a usar gris para hacer las manos. Estas áreas donde cambia de color. So right here, these hands are just like different colors on both. But we also want to use it to come in here and shade that in. And that creates that nice tone with the green, right, where it makes it look like it's kind of faded in, but it's also green. And here we have our tail there. And all I'm doing is using my reference as a good point as to where I'm gonna be adding in my gray, right? So I'm just looking back at the reference, it'll see an area, and I add it in. Nomás usando la referencia, estoy aquí usando la referencia para más o menos darme cuenta dónde va el gris y agregándolo más o menos como lo veo, ¿verdad? Si veo que hay gris, le agrego gris. Pero a la misma vez no quiero completamente copiar la foto, ¿verdad? No. Yo no estoy en la negocio de copiar, yo estoy haciendo un trabajo de arte. Si yo veo algo que a lo mejor quiero resaltar más o quiero que cambie un poquito, es muy fácil para mí hacer esa decisión que sí lo voy a cambiar un poquito, nomás para que resalte, ¿verdad? So again, it's good that you could just recopy, something that you're seeing, but it's also good to give it your own flavor, right? So if you see something like this where you want it to change, you want to make it see your own way, that's the beauty of doing it. You're you're creating a piece of art, right? You're not a photocopier. So I'm gonna start getting you guys in closer here, since we're kind of almost done with this first piece. But I'm just gonna come back in with a little bit of black. So ya aquí yo voy a regresar con un poquito de negro. And I'm just gonna hit that edge. Nomás le voy a dar sobre la orilla aquí con el negro. Right? And then hit this bottom edge right here. Now I know in the picture this bottom edge is not black. We're gonna come to that. But I want to put black right now because I want what we're gonna add over that to really stick out, and we're gonna build up that contrast. Maybe do a little bit of black coming down off of there. Cool. Then we could take this off. Right, so ya podemos quitar esta parte de aquí. Right, so we could take all this off. And that's just a cool little reflection that's happening on the helmet itself. It's not actually a picture, it's not inside the helmet, right? So we gotta combine what we've done here and add this this white silhouette that kind of is happening right now. We gotta combine it with what we just painted, right? So starting with some yellow, I'm just gonna go in here, kind of go around this center edge right here, right? And it's okay to overlap the color with the other one, with the pre-existing stuff that we've already painted. Then I'm going to switch to some fluorescent green. What's the matter? Juice? Oh, okay, I'll get you some juice. Huh? More juice? Okay. Alright, so give me 1 second to give the baby some juice. And I'll be right back. Okay, so yellow, and we're going to switch to fluorescent green. So ya le eché amarillo y vamos a cambiar al fluorescente verde, and I'm just going to hit this edge right here, and again, building what we see in the picture, right? But because this has black on it, it's really going to be in there, right? And I'm just kind of working my way around, adding a little bit of splash of color here, a little bit of splash there. So nomás estoy tomando el verde fluorescente y agregándole un poquito de color a toda esta área. I purposely picked this picture because it's green and I wanted to try out this camera, so aquí ya le he agregado verde fluorescente, nomás como se ve en la referencia. Voy a cambiar al verde normal, so just switching back to bright green, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of weird kind of like stains, I guess the helmet has right here, right? And just getting in there nice and close. So nomás le estoy agregándole aquí un detallito que se ve sobre esta área aquí en verde. Right. And all these little details will add up in the end. And just go through, and anywhere you see little stuff like that, now's a good little time to kind of throw that in there. And like always, you could take all day really just detailing all this out if you really want to, but I'm not on a time crunch, but I don't want to take all day doing this. And then we're going to just take some green and kind of fill that in right there. I'm going to take some gray. So cambiando a gris. Going to hit that edge again. Going to kind of combine what's happening here with what we've painted. Alright, we're going to add the helmet. So add some stripes. Aquí le tenemos las líneas que se ven en la foto, ¿verdad? Y es para darle la vista como es el globo del vidrio del casco. Alright, and we're just going to get that all in there. And then switching off to some black at the very end. Just finally blend that in all nice. So, ya aquí al final vamos a usar el negro para combinar todo esto muy bien. Right. And then we can take some white, and we're just gonna kind of hit a bright spot right here, and then we're gonna hit another bright spot right there. Right. Don't have to be too crazy, just make it look kind of good, right? And you can kind of see how that's starting to take shape right there. It looks alright. And we're gonna start with this bottom piece here, and I guess we're gonna do the top at the same time, but I'm just gonna start with this bottom piece, and I'm just gonna move it up a little bit to kind of make a ring around the same drawing. So nomás estoy moviendo esta parte de la plantilla para hacer el anillo que va alrededor, y voy a hacer un poco de negro. I'm just going to take a little black and hit that edge really softly, right? Really close, nice and soft. And there we see we got a nice edge going all the way around. Then I'm going to take a little more black, and I'm just going to re-accent that ring there. And just start building up So, usando el negro, nomás estoy haciendo los anillos que se ven alrededor. Un poco de mano alzada. Y luego le vamos a dar con verde. Right, so we use a little bit of freehand. Then we come back in with the green. Right. And then same thing on the top. Right, we can take this piece off. So la misma cosa la parte de arriba, quitamos esta parte de aquí y lo que vamos a hacer es mover esta parte para acá. Right, so all we're going to do is take this, move that down, and take green. So vamos a usar verde esta vez. Y que vamos a usar toda esa orilla. Y de aquí vamos a usar esta orilla acá. Right, so I'm just using my edges off of the same cutout that I just made to make our little edge there. And for the bottom, I'm just going to reline it up like that. Then I'm going to take a little bit of black and I'm going to hit that whole edge again. Bam. Then we can take this off. And you kind of have that line going. And just accent what you've already painted. Bring in those lines and shadows. So ya nada más tomando lo que ya hemos pintado y le vamos a dar detalle aquí y acento. So we're just taking some of those accents that we've already painted. And I'm just trying to add the little detail I see before we cover this in black. So nomás le estoy agregando un poco de detalle antes de cubrirlo con el verde. So I mean covered in green, not black. Right, complete that. Covered in green. And go back over with the black. And on the picture, this area is really dark here. And there's actually some more details we could add up here, but for now I think I just want to black out those stars over there. And down here kind of the same thing. Right, and we have our helmet in there. Pretty good so far. Then we're going to start with this side of the face. So vamos a empezar a quitar esta parte de la cara, dejar nuestros ojos. Right, so this whole side, oh actually wait, before we take this off, gotta come in with some black and do our nose. So antes de quitar esto vamos a empezar aquí con un poco de negro y vamos a darle a nuestra nariz, a nuestra área de aquí y abajo de los dientes en la boca. So we're gonna hit the nose and this little piece on the underneath or above the lips and the teeth there, and then we can take this off. And you actually want to keep this one handy because we are going to need to repaint these holes here. We're going to use to add that in once we're almost done. So we're going to come back in and we're going to start with green. This whole area is pretty dark, so all we're going to do is hit this edge with green. So toda esta área está muy oscura, ¿verdad? Solo vamos a nomás a toda esta orilla con verde. Right, and we're going to hit the eyes with green. Then we're just going to straight up come in with black. And we're not going to go all the way up to the edge, but we're going to get in pretty close, okay? So vamos a regresar con negro y no le vamos a dar hasta la orilla, pero nos vamos a acercar, ¿verdad? Casi lo más cercanos que podamos. Clean off your dry tip. Just like that. We don't want to go all the way to the edge, but we want to get pretty close, right? And then hit this. Make the pupil for the eyes. You might as well do that now. Just make a black dot and shade them in. fill in those parts of the stencil that are cut out right there in black. Same thing on this side, and you could actually fill those in all the way. And then do the same thing here, just kind of hit the edge. And then just come in off the back with the black. Y aquí ya nomás le vamos a dar con negro a todo esto. Right, and keep track of where your nostril is. But for the most part, all this can be hit with black. It's kind of strange, and if you want to put your piece here to kind of keep your line, so aquí ponemos esta parte aquí si quieren poner eso para mantener su línea. Pero todo eso está medio oscuro. Is my black leaking? I think my black has a hole in it. Mi botella de negro tiene un hoyo abajo. I'm pretty sure it has a hole. It's just leaking all over my hand. Like, what is that? Anyway, I'll just have to make sure to clean it every time I pick it up. It's leaking on the bottom, which is weird. Yeah, look, right there, look, it's coming out the side. What is that? How did it get a hole on the side? I might have bumped the bottle into one of the other airbrushes. So mi botella tiene un hoyito en el lado donde se está saliendo la pintura sobre el lado, mira. What? That is the weirdest thing. I've never seen that before, but okay. Anyway, once we have that in there, we could go ahead and take off our lips. And it's the lips and teeth together. And I've kind of had this cut out here because I want to just be able to fold that in. And we're going to use this, right? Leave that, I guess you could just fold it over, leave it in place. But I want to use this to make the line of the lip. And we're going to come in with green first and hit the whole edge. So vamos a dar con verde primero, sobre toda la orilla. And don't worry about the teeth for now. Right? Make sure that's nice and dry. Then we're going to take our French curve here. Now maybe we want to block the teeth off a little bit, because we are going to make sure this lip right here gets its line right there. And this is gray, not black. So there's the black. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Let's see here. There we go. And then add a little bit of detail on the lips. So aquí estamos agregando nuestro detalle sobre los labios. Usando nuestras curvas. Right? We're just gonna get in there and really add some little details. Because I can, and I feel the wetness of the paint on my hand and it's throwing me off. Right, we could take that off and we could do the bottom lip. Look, it's all over my hand. Oh man, maybe I could put a piece of tape over it. Wonder if that'll work. Yeah, I had to have bumped it into the other bottle because it's a perfect little pinhole. There, maybe that'll stop it from getting all over my hand. So my hand's just covered in paint now. What the hell? Okay, so again, we're just going to do the same thing to the bottom here, but the bottom obviously is a lot brighter. Alright, so I'm going to just start in with some black and add those lines that we see coming in. So nomás voy a empezar un poco de negro y lo voy a empezar con las líneas que se ven ahí saliendo de los labios. And also at the same time kind of fading it in wherever I see it kind of just fades in, right? It doesn't really have a definition. Take a little bit of green. Cover that. And then we're going to take some white. In this area. And we're going to take our French curve here. Right, and remember I said to watch where your nose was? And that's because we use your French curve here. And a little bit of white. Just softly pepper that in. And then around the nostril. So usando la curva aquí, estamos haciendo la nariz. Vamos a dar aquí donde estaba la nariz. Y un poco alrededor de la boca. Y luego agregarle esos puntos altos a la boca donde se mira el detalle. This area, I hope my head's not in the way. I'm not in the way. Cool. There we go. So I can't really see what I'm painting. I'm behind my hands. See how close can I get? I could get right there before. Okay, cool. And all we're doing is adding those highlights on the lips. And use your French curve here. And see how you got that white overspray over the teeth, right? All we're going to do is take our French curve and use that little bit of white to just, green and a little bit of white to create that white highlight for the tooth. Just on one tooth is fine. And then if you're not happy with your highlights, like maybe I think those need to be more green. That's the beauty of working with transparent colors. You could just go right back over it. Cool, but once we have that done, we're on to the last pieces. So we could go ahead and take off this, right? So you see that piece right there? I can move that over to the side. And then we could take this whole thing. This piece here, actually, this piece, before I forget, has this piece here, and we could bend it over. Right, so la nariz aquí tiene este pedazo aquí, y lo podemos doblar hacia el lado. Y lo que vamos a hacer es nomás tomar un poco de verde, y nomás le vamos a dar sobre la orilla ligeramente. So we're just going to take a little bit of green and hit that edge real lightly. As you can see, I just barely get in there, right? And now we're going to start working on the face, so I might as well just get you guys in nice and close. But out of my way. They're right there. And then the same thing, I'm just going to take gray. I'm just going to take gray. So igual voy a tomar un poco de gris. Y también le voy a dar con la orilla con el gris. Right, the reason I do green and then gray is just so that it creates that nice tone that we see in the picture that's really kind of defining the nose right there. Now we can take this out. Y ahora sí ya podemos quitar la parte final de la cara. Right? And if we look back, see we have most of the face in there. And now all we're doing is working on this particular defined area here. So we're going to start with green, and quite honest with you, all we're going to do is blend in most of these darker areas in with the green and kind of start working in the details that we see off the reference picture on the side. So usando el verde, ¿verdad? Vamos a empezar a hacer el detalle que se ve en la referencia y combinar nuestras orillas aquí. Muchas de nuestras orillas aquí lo vamos a empezar a combinar con el verde, ¿verdad? So, empezando de aquí de abajo, so, todo lo que voy a hacer es voy a usar el verde y más o menos a darle esta orilla, ¿verdad? Pero no todo nomás es un sombreado, como aquí hay varios detallitos que se ven, right? So not everything is just blending or shading it in. There's a lot of little details that go into a lot of little spots, and using the green first is a good way of building up all that little detail there. And then we're really going to make it stick out once we add the other colors going over. And again here, we're going to kind of shade in the edge. And we're going to build up the green. And it's transparent green, so at first it's really kind of like light, but if you kind of work it in and you go over it a couple times, it really starts getting a little dark. So it's kind of what I'm doing. And yeah, we can kind of just work off of our reference right here. And the small number 1 French curve is really good for this kind of stuff, because it's the edges on it are nice and small, and you can really use those on this particular picture. Oh, that's exactly what I didn't want. Okay. Right, and all this is kind of just, we're going to work it in there. And this whole other eyebrow, right, I didn't do it on purpose because most of it is kind of whited out or not completely black. So we're going to add our shadow lines that we see. Sure, something like this. And then we're going to finish filling in the rest. Here. All we're doing is just using the reference picture, adding in the darkest tones, right? That's what we're working for. Right now it's just everything is really dark, and we're just kind of trying to combine our stencil with the regular canvas without it having a really hard edge, right? So we're just kind of working it over, going back. We can add a dark area for our eyebrow. Yeah, so we got most of that in there, and there's a little bit of leftovers over here. Again, the more detail you see, the more detail you add, the nicer picture you're going to end up with. And I could really just go here all day because, there's lots of detail to be had. But for the most part, I'll just stop right there. I'm going to switch to some yellow. Not fluorescent green, we're going to switch to yellow. So aquí voy a cambiar amarillo. I'm going to switch to yellow, and I'm going to hit pretty much just about all of that in with the yellow. So nomás le voy a dar cubrimiento con el amarillo a todas estas áreas. Really in the picture she's yellow, she's not green, she's like really different shades of yellow, but this is one very easy way of accomplishing that, is to do it all kind of in green and then covering it with yellow again. It gives it that nice glowing tone that we're going for. And do a little bit over the lips there. Right. And here's where we start working our magic with some gray. So aquí ya vamos a tomar el gris. We're going to take gray, and we're going to start hitting those edges and really just start building up even more detail around those spots. And also using the gray to build up detail, maybe in the areas in the black, because not everything is just black. So aquí vamos a empezar a usar el gris. Y vamos a usar el gris para combinar nuestra plantilla con nuestro dibujo. Y a la misma vez le estamos agregando detalles más oscuros, pero que no son completamente negros. Y le vamos a empezar a dar detalles también sobre el negro, ¿verdad? Que no todo que está en negro es negro. Hay partes que están resaltadas con gris o detalles que se ven, pues, ¿verdad? Aquí toda esta área está medio gris. Right, and all we're doing is just kind of adding in whatever we see here. Maybe some of those edges are kind of sharp, just not completely sharp. Alright, and the gray, it takes some second, but it does build up over the black, and you're able to use it to really kind of hammer in some of that detail going in on the dark side, right? Dark side of the moon still exists. You have to remember about it, and you have to paint it. And this picture has a little bit of both. What we're doing is just adding it in slowly, surely, working off of our reference picture. That's pretty much it for the gray. And here we could come back in with some green, and this is really what's going to end up combining our stencil with our painting and kind of getting rid of most of that hard edge there. Is that we will put some green over that gray, which will just bring it out just a little bit. And if you plan to put clear coat over your painting, like this will really stick out once you clear coat it. It's really gonna bring those details out. And last but not least, we're gonna come back in with some white. Right? I like to come back in with white. It's always good. So aquí al final vamos a usar un poco de blanco para hacer nuestras partes altas. So I'm just gonna take some white. I'm going to add in all those highlights that I see. I just like starting with those nice bright spots on the eyes. Right, all I'm doing is taking our curve here and using it to bring out some of these spots here. It's always good to use your French curve here. Oh, actually, I forgot to put in the eyebrow, but I'll get to it. Your French curve is really going to give you those nice clean edges. when you need them, and then when you combine them along with your freehand work, right, it's really going to create something kind of epic. And let me get that eyebrow in there. Eso se me olvidó pintar la ceja aquí. And I'm just taking a little bit of black and putting that in right there. Go back in with the white. And highlight that up. Take our little stencil here. And not everything is a super duper bright highlight, right? So make sure to highlight accordingly. You don't need to put a big bright shine on everything. But obviously the more you put it on, the more it's going to stand out, kind of. Just kind of using the white as a way of blending our final design all together here. Right. Y ya usando el blanco estamos combinando todo el diseño final. Y usando la curva para mantener cualquiera detalles, ¿verdad? Cualquier los detalles que no quieras que se te cubran así. Es muy bueno usar la curva para eso. Right, so use your French curve to keep your little details that you want to keep, your highlights and stuff like that. And kind of just work around using the whites and the French curve. So you're combining that last final step. Right, and here's where this piece comes back into play. Right, once you're all satisfied with all this and you got it all good where you think it looks nice, you could take this, come back over these, y al final ya cuando estén feliz con su cara, regresan y ponen su plantilla aquí, and you put that on there. You hit those with white, you come back, you hit this one with black. Right, so dan a esos con blanco y a eso con negro, ¿verdad? Y eso te va a recalcar ahí el negro de la nariz. Y pueden usar su plantilla para darle un poco más de detalle. Right, so you just take your stencil and work the detail around like you see it. And the French curve is real good for that. Just wherever you see something, just build it up. I'm just kind of wiggling my way around with the black. Add the eyelashes here. Same thing on this side. And then I'm just going to go ahead and just put a little green over this. Over these here. Then I'm going to come back in with some white, right? Just a little bit of white. I'm just going to just kind of dash dash of white coming off the edge there. And that just makes it look like it's a shine on the helmet. Right. There we go with all that. And now we have to do those shines coming off the bottom there. And we're just, okay, here's one piece. So aquí ya nomás vamos a sacar los brillos aquí del vidrio. Right, so the glass is kind of like scratched up here at the bottom. Right here at the bottom we have all these little scratches going on. And I'm just going to go ahead and take some white. I'm just going to come up really quick lines. No, estoy tomando blanco y dándole estas líneas así rápidamente que resalten así hasta arriba. And just doing them at random, not really going too crazy, but just make sure they're nice and fine and that they're in there nice and close. So, las líneas bien cercanas, bien brillantes, y luego le vamos a dar toda esa orilla con el blanco. Then we're going to hit that edge real close with the white. I'm going over it a couple times because I want it to stick out. Take that off. Bam. See that there? And the top right here, right, I kind of already have this piece in there. So same thing, I'm just going to come back in along this edge right here. And I'm just going to add a little bit of these shines that are happening. And maybe add a couple lines here at the very end. Cuando más usando aquí nuestras orillas, ¿verdad? Y un poco de blanco les vamos a dar esos raspados que se ven sobre el vidrio. Y esas partes altas. And then you could go back and you could add details. Add some blurry details over here. Stuff you see. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And you could really just go all day just detailing it out and adding more and more. But I think there you guys get the basic idea of what it looks like and how you can use this stencil to really create a nice, cool, quick design. So ahí está, amigos. Ojalá ahí les ayude a ustedes sacar un dibujo más o menos suave usando la plantilla y estos pasos muy simples. Pueden sacar un dibujo muy simple, muy fácil, muy suave como este, sin tener que sacar tanto esfuerzo, sin tener que ser muy buenos a mano libre, ¿verdad? La plantilla les ayuda bastante. Y sí, ojalá les guste el video. Como siempre, si quieren ver más videos como este, denle el me gusta, suscríbanse y compártanlo por ahí en sus grupos de Facebook o lo que sea donde ustedes vean videos de aerógrafo. Ahí dejen el video, coméntenlo, y la verdad que cualquier reacción que hagan ayuda al canal. Y no se olviden que los links están abajo en la descripción para todos los materiales, y todo eso ayuda al canal también. So there you go, friends. I hope you guys like it, and I hope that helps some of you guys out. I'm just kind of untaping it so you guys can see. But as always, you know, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and share it out. You know, if you want to, if you're in one of those Facebook groups, Airbrush Facebook groups, or wherever you share your airbrush passion, you know, share it out, get it out there. And there you go. There's my little piece of art, and you could have one too, just like it. follow this video. Don't forget, to like, subscribe, share. Also, don't forget all the links are down in the description. If you want to help the channel, you could also use those links to buy all the stuff featured in the channel, and it helps us all out, bringing more videos like this. So hope you guys like it, and we'll see you guys in the next video. So ahí está, amigos, ojalá les ayude, les guste, y nos vemos en el video que sigue. Al rato. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I like how this camera picks up the green. Esta cámara sí sirve para el verde. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna put that up on my wall. That looks nice. Hope you guys like the video, guys. I'll see you guys next time.